Floor attacked my damn shoe, tore the thread off of it. I showed up to That's why I was like, damn, when I was over there.
Hey Tiff, thank you so much for coming in. Y'all know how it's been up on here on these YouTube streets, child.
They attacked me.
Child.
I was attacked. I was accosted.
Be quiet.
I was accosted by YouTube. I don't know. They don't like when I say certain things.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, so we pretty much kind of answered the question that we was talking about. So this is Under the Surface, you guys. This is episode 7, part 2, because the first part we had just got kicked out of. So let me just go ahead and read the disclosure again real quick.
For
Yes,
YouTube.
we're back. Yes, we're back.
Loud for YouTube. We did loud for YouTube.
Be quiet. Okay, so Under the Surface is where real conversations happen, hosted by me, your girl Kissing J, and Cairo, my husband. This show dives deep into beyond what people see online, exploring untold stories, raw emotions, and hidden truths. So we are back, you guys. We are back again with part 2 of episode 7. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you don't know the topic that we're speaking on is the food that we eat, and we're talking about weather control. So we dived into a whole lot in the very first part of the of this episode, and so we're just doing a continuation of that.
Yeah.
So my next question to you here is: does the government typically own rain, since once it falls, it is their property?
Well, that's the plan of the elites, like Kissinger, who we was just reading about in there. When they talk about that oxygen tax, they want to tax air. They want to.
That would be, oh my God, that would be so freaking insane. And you know they do that in other countries
they
too.
it.
They literally sell air in a bag, and they say this air is from this place or this air is from that place. Y'all ever seen videos like that on YouTube? I've seen that, and I literally thought that it was absolutely insane. I really kind of thought it was kind of fake, because it didn't make no sense. But then when I realized like where they were and like how toxic their place was, due to either population or just all of the things that they have there, you know what I'm saying? I was just really shocked to see that people actually really do sell air. And it's not the type of air that you will find on like the dark web or something like that, because some people would really be selling some weird stuff, child. But like actual air. You know what I'm saying? Which is so insane, but
yeah, it's called a carbon credit. So if you ever watch the G20 conferences and whatnot, when they're talking about people leaving a carbon footprint because they drive in certain automobiles, running a dryer that's not energy efficient or green efficient, that is a portion of them taxing air. That what they plans of in the future, of saying you're leaving too much of a carbon footprint. Remember, that's your Democrats that have a lot of that talking points about that. That is to eventually get into that system of controlling your living space. So we now choose to have these home apps where we can turn off the lights from the phone. It's going to be mandatory in the future, and especially places in California.
That's going to be so crazy.
They got that going on where they, because they make it seem like solar panels was a bad thing. Now they're telling you to get it, because now this is all going to be a part of a structure to control your homes. You're going to have these things in your homes in order for them to, because you won't be controlling it. They'll be also controlling it. So when you be if your thermostat, they're not going to ask you no more to change your thermostat. If it's not where it's supposed to be, they'll move it for you.
That would be so freaking. Just imagine if you're the type of person. Me personally, I like being extra warm.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He'd be real irritated about that, child. We really be going like, I really be irritated.
Is that heat on high? Like I always tell you.
I'd be real irritated, child. Anyway, it will annoy the heck out of me for somebody to turn down my heat when I want it to be a certain way. Am I not paying the bill? Like, am I not paying the bill? You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a difference, why don't you just charge me versus turning down my stuff? And then turning it down on your own. Like, you watching me that bad? Like, and it's crazy because remember when you was telling me about the video that you had seen of the girl, she was sleeping, and then, like, the thing.
The phone was on. Somebody's looking out of the phone, and she woke up and saw the phone and somebody on the screen just looking at
Yeah,
her
so
back.
she was going to sleep. She was going to sleep, y'all, and she had one of those chargers where it charges your phone and it charges your watch. And you know that thing that allows your phone to kind of sit up like this and then your watch would just like kind of lay on it next to it. It's like a whole charging station. So she had her phone on one of those things and her phone was sitting up straight and it was facing her bed that she was sleeping on. And she was like, she just heard somebody talking and she looked over to her phone and seen somebody's face on her phone. Just imagine how scary that would be. I didn't even actually see the video, but just like knowing how like I would be terrified to roll over because I do that all the time. Hey P9, thank y'all so much for coming through.
So,
I like get on my phone in the middle of the night sometimes all the time. Like sometimes I'll just wake up and just want to like get on my phone real quick, not even for long. But just imagine if you was to just like hear somebody talking and then on top of that speaking a different language. The person wasn't even speaking English, they was speaking a different language.
yeah.
So just imagine if somebody was to just like you just heard somebody talking, rolled over and grabbed your phone and see some unfamiliar face on your phone. And then he said that she tried to power her phone off
And it wouldn't
and
turn off.
it wouldn't turn off. Like her phone wouldn't turn off and the guy was still speaking. Like that is crazy. She was like, he was saying that she literally took her phone and like laid it flat on the dresser so that the camera was facing the ceiling so that he wouldn't be able to see inside her room or her. That is like the scariest thing ever. I just couldn't even imagine something like that happening to me. Like it would freak me out. I already be scared sometimes, like just being by myself for too long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Boogie, for real. Like that would creep me the heck out. And you know that like they like I don't know who exactly it is, but they literally be watching you through all these different things, through your phones, through your iPads, through your computers, through your TVs, like all type of different devices they be like watching you through. You know what I'm saying? Your Ring cameras, like it's so insane. Like I can only imagine. Y'all be seeing those like movies where they be having like all of the cameras from like all over the freaking place, like if they're looking for somebody, they're gonna be able to find somebody.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why you have all these different cameras that show all these different people and show all these different timestamps and you can't find the person that you're looking for. Hey Tay, but that's also why I honestly do feel like they want to be able to give the shot to people so that this shot will represent their ID and represent all of that. Just like how you see, have y'all ever seen What Happened to Monday? I really feel like eventually this world will kind of be like that. If y'all ain't never seen What Happened to Monday, basically what happened to Monday was this man and his wife or whatever, they had 7 identical twins. All of them were females, right? And so because in the country that they was living in, everybody was only able to have one child. So they named their child just like they named their child a day of the week. So one of them was named Monday, the other one was named Tuesday, so on and so forth, right? So on that day, that particular day of the week, that child was allowed to go outside and do the routine that they would do. Like if they're going to work, they all would work at the same place. If they're going to school, they all would go to the school to the same place, have the same name, all of that. They basically all lived under one identity. So on Tuesday, Tuesday would go outside and do the things. And whenever Tuesday would come back, she would have to sit with her sisters and tell her everything that happened. And basically what would happen is I think they had like these contacts or something that can like video record their entire day. So they would literally sit there and they would watch everything that happened. So the reason why it's called What Happened to Monday is because Monday was sick and tired of living the life of her sisters and she wanted to get her own identity. So she basically built her own family outside of what was going on, like kind of turned off the contact lenses or whatever, and pretty much fell in love with some man that her other sisters didn't know about. And at the end of it, I don't even want to tell the end, just in case y'all ain't even see the whole thing. But that's pretty much like the whole plot of the movie. But it's really, really good. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. But it's insane to just think of like how eventually they like people would want to be able to control the world in that way, or at least their country in that way. You know, like I think it's so insane. Yeah, P9 is really interesting. Hey Tandra, what's up, boo? Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so my next question to you is, why do some viral videos show snow not melting but turning black when burned?
Because well, like I told you, that one winter, I knew that the snow was fake. About I don't know if that was in 2024, when that was when I got stuck in Decatur. It's like I said, the first it's really a difference. I think snow was real. The last time it snowed in Atlanta, that I think it was real snow, was that time when you got stuck on the
I think
highway.
that was real snow, and it wasn't even that. That was even like real snow. It was
What
literally
year was that?
ice. That was in
22?
no, it wasn't 22. It was literally 12 years ago.
Oh, 12 years ago. That was one time.
Yeah, it was 12
Okay, that
years
was
ago.
yeah, that was that time when I had that bad storm out there.
So what
Yeah,
we in 26?
yeah.
So
15?
I think so.
15 or something like that. Was that the
Whatever.
same year that you somebody?
Yeah, that was the year that my brother passed away.
Right. That year, I feel like, and then there was nothing. 2024 is when we had snow again down here
Tanika, hey babe.
in Atlanta. It was fine, and I remember I was out working. I was management, and at FedEx, I was a driver. So I was managing other drivers. I was doing a couple deliveries, and they was calling me like, "Yo, it's about to snow," or they seeing flurries. They like, "Yo, do we pull it in or do we stay out there?" Most of the people already made their decision to go. One of the last drivers, I said, all right, knock off the last deliveries, but when you see it stick to the ground, then yeah, make your way back. So it started sticking. He said, I'm out. All right. I said, okay, I'm used to driving in snow in New York, coming from New York and stuff. I figured I can thug it out, right? It coated the ground, and everybody started slipping. And as I was delivering, I looked down, I walked on some of it, and I noticed, I was like, this ain't snow. I looked at it, it was fine, like powder, like how the domino sugar looks, very fine. I'm like, what kind of snow? And then when you step on it, or when a car went over it, it caked together real tough and turned immediately to ice. I said, I never seen no snow like that. So that was like
Yeah,
24.
it was real. That was like,
I was like,
even the snow
okay.
nowadays. It's just like it's so weird. Like it don't even look like snow.
No,
It don't even look like snow. It literally, I don't even know what the heck it is. I remember when I was going over to Lawrenceville. Hey, what's going on, Coffee? Thank you so much for being here, boo. When I was going over to Lawrenceville, where some of my family stay, my auntie over there, stay over there was like a whole bunch of ice over there. Like it was just like caked up ice. And I was like, this is so like at first when I seen it, I was like, what the heck is that? Like I was just thinking like, I don't know, huh?
I was saying, what's up? Go ahead. Yeah,
Oh, I was thinking like, what the heck is going on? I didn't even know like what that was. Like I was just so surprised because it didn't look like snow. Y'all know how snow look when y'all see snow. And then on top of that, the thing that made me like realize like this ain't no real snow is that it was sunny. It was like 50 something degrees. I know that's not super super high, and it was still like a like chill in the breeze or whatever. But it was super sunny, and the snow was still there. Like it didn't melt away like how normal snow would melt away. Like I think that's mad freaking wild to see snow and it's not melting away. Like it's obviously not melting because it's not natural snow. It has chemicals in it, and these chemicals have bonded together. So when you mix new chemicals together, you're creating a whole new like substance in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As
So
Tamika just said, you do get ice. She said we get ice now, not really even snow, which is the truth. It's like it's meant to just. I think this stuff is just meant to cause for insurance purposes. It's because there's a bunch of crashes. It shut things down. I say it like this. When it goes back to the original question, to me, when they're doing this, they're showing you we understand the planet and you don't. We taught you a version of what this world is to keep you distracted. Well, we know what it is because I pay attention to what they do. I paid attention back in the 2012s when they were saying there was two suns in the sky and they kept blocking the sky during a certain part of the afternoon. But there was people in Australia saying we see the second. Some people say it was planet Nibiru that came into the orbit. Some people say it was two suns, whatever. But I noticed something. The way they control it is this is a firmament. I do believe it's a glass dome covering this thing, but I also believe the temperature of the planet is determined by how the sun reflects off of the firmament. So the sunlight bounces off of the light up above, or what you call the glass dome, whatever it is, the firmament up above. So if they put clouds up there and they'll do it for a certain amount of days, it cools down things. And then they'll remove it. It will have a clear day. It's sunny as hell, but it's cold. And then it'll take a while for things to warm back up. It makes me feel like, yeah, that makes that whole firmament argument very valid, that we're inside of a dome and you have to control the weather some way. They understand how to do it, though, because they understand what this is. That's why they keep saying they hide a lot of information. I talked about the McGraw-Hill textbooks. all your textbooks in school of McGraw-Hill is because they administer information in certain ways, and when you go through colleges and get these degrees, is to say what level of learning that we were privy to, or that we trained you under. They don't like people like me who go do their own independent studies, and I got books from the 1900s and things when they were actually telling the truth. So most of these stuff now they already altered, and the books aren't real. That's why they was talking about the Mandela effect, because people are going back and finding things that don't make sense. They're like, when I was a kid, it didn't say this on this commercial and things like that. They've taken things and information out of general population pieces by pieces. So now they got the world that they want you to have. Meaning they administer all the information. They know how this planet works, but they just make sure you don't know. That's why we keep talking about
crazy.
Leviathan and the little dragon in the water, and people wondering if that's real. And I think it is, But go ahead, girl.
Hey, Rodney, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. I think it's real too, and I actually want to be able to talk about that on another episode of Under the Surface, because I had dived real deep into that at one point in time recently. But yeah, so yeah, Tanika said, see, when I talk to people about things like this, they look at me like I'm crazy. They are messing with the weather. Yes, they are. Thank you so much, Rodney. I appreciate you, hun. Yeah, like it's so insane. So Peanut said exactly, Tanika. Even the snow here this year was more major ice accumulated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Accumulation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that made me want to see what the summer gonna be like. And like I said, last summer in 2025, we didn't really have no heat wave in Atlanta like that. We had a week, and I remember one summer I think it was 23.
It didn't get like crazy,
No, it didn't
but
get crazy.
it did get kind of hot.
When it got hot though, and they wanted to, they put the clouds up there, which is good for me. Like I said, I'll be delivering. So when I'm delivering, and it's not like a crazy heated day, I'm like, oh, okay, they this weather modification thing ain't that bad. But I already said it. They already wrote in the books that they want this world to look like Gotham City. The smart city is going to look like Gotham City. It's going to be cloudy. Look at it. It's going to look like an episode of Batman and everything like that. So, but I do feel like there's areas of the world where they can't get that off, because in certain parts where it's too hot, like close to the equator line, when I'm in the Caribbean, there's certain islands. When we was in Antigua, we didn't see that. I didn't see it at all. It was a real sky. And I always tell her about that, because I'm like, when you in places that have the real weather, you can actually see the clouds move in when the storm is coming. It ain't like that here. They spraying these clouds, and then they spraying these lines, and then you get clouds, overnight and things of this nature. So it's like, how to stop it? Like I said, I think it's a tax program thing. Where your taxes go through this majorly and things of this nature. But they print money, so.
I find it's just so crazy. So real quick, I be watching like Josh Johnson a lot. He's a comedian and he's really funny. He be having a whole bunch of like shows up on his YouTube channel, if y'all ever seen him or don't know him. So there was this one show that he did where he was talking about, I forgot what country he went to. I think he went to Australia. I believe it was. He did a show out in Australia. So he was pretty much telling them like it was so cool for him to come out there, because he tried the food there and he was really surprised how the food actually made him feel like he was like, he ate a piece of meat or whatever. I don't know what kind of meat it was, but he ate a piece of meat, probably like a steak or something like that. And he was like, he felt like he had enough energy to go and fight. I was like, what? Like, first off, that was funny. So then he ended up saying that he went to like a berry picking kind of place or whatever. And he was so surprised how the berries actually had so much flavor out there. Like, it actually tasted like how it's supposed to taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because I remember when the first time I actually tried the organic orange juice, I think it was the organic orange juice. He be getting these organic orange juice from like the farmer's market, and when I tell y'all, it literally was like, it turned into like my wine. Like, it was so freaking good. I couldn't even believe how good it was.
That actually curbed you off alcohol a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely helped to curb me off, because it literally tasted like wine. Like, it gave me like a feeling. I was just like, dang, it's just so freaking, I couldn't believe it.
It was putting something in you instead of taking away.
Yeah, it was just so freaking good. I was so freaking sharp. I love the farmer's market. Yeah, you feel me? Me too. Yeah, but so basically, I brought that up because in that exact episode that he had did that comedy thing on, he basically was saying that in America, when you would ask a child what flavor do they want, for instance, if you have like the icicles, right? Y'all know the icicles you can get from like Walmart. That's like basically 50 of them in a bag, and they're like the long sticks that you have to like cut the piece off, and you can suck on the icicles. You know what I'm saying? And they have all the different colors in it or whatever, and you know the colors obviously are supposed to represent like different flavors and stuff. So he was saying how in in America, when you would ask a child what flavor they want, they would say they want blue. So basically, they're saying that it's to the point where flavors don't even matter. It's colors. Like it's literally represented by colors. They want blue. Like because blue is literally the flavor of whatever it is. Like it don't even be tasting like berries or whatever it's supposed to taste like. And if you go to other places, you would actually say like the actual like flavor that you want, which is so crazy. But I believe that is true because kids tell the truth, honey. Kids really do be telling the truth. Like you would literally be talking to a child and ask them like, which one do you want? And they'll say, I want the blueberry or I want the strawberry or whatever. They'll be like, I want the blue one. Or like I was just like, that's so crazy because it literally kind of tells you how they do their things. Like it really does just show the difference. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the chemicals you're craving. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Like you're literally craving the chemicals. You're not even craving whatever is supposed to be in it to make it taste good. Yeah, that's a blueberry arm had Princess Leia got on.
That's
What?
me. He talking about me. He's an admirer. You like my watch too? Go ahead, make some jokes about it
What?
too.
I was like, huh?
uh,
Child, that's so crazy. Okay, so my next question for you here is have any previously approved ingredients later been banned due to health risks?
all them sugars. And
There's
that's the
been
main
they
thing.
were talking about how okay, so y'all know in certain countries like they don't have certain ingredients and certain foods and stuff like that.
Red 40,
Yeah,
yellow
like
5.
yeah, like all of those different things. Like some people will be like, "But what is that? What is that?" Those are the ingredients that either make it look or taste a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And those are literally chemicals, and that's why some countries don't even add those stuff into their food because they know how bad it is for you. Like why would they want to hurt
Because
their like community? You know
their
what I'm
birth
saying?
rate is on decline. They don't need no help declining any faster. It's all the funny thing is they've been giving us these chemicals for years, and we keep making children. Like I say, I'm amazed when I find out what a lot of this stuff was. In our community, I wonder how a lot of these kids even survive. So when they say a lot of black people are slow, hey, listen, we've been eating them tricks, Lucky Charms, Nerds, Sour Patches, Eye Poppers. What's them sugar straw things that we used to do? I don't know what they call pixie straws.
Oh, I
All of
remember
that.
that. I forgot all about that. Y'all
All
ever
that
ate
stuff is
those?
poison.
The little it was like the sugar in the little
Yeah.
straw thing. You would cut the tip and you would like
Sit there and do that.
take all the sugar in. I used to love that thing.
I
I
used
used
to-
to love that thing. I ain't gonna hold you.
I used to drink raw. I used to put raw Kool-Aid powder on my tongue and just play with it.
We
and
used
eat
to
it.
be such
We-
kids, y'all.
yeah, we
Yeah,
doing
them.
wild
Oh,
stuff.
pixie sticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pixie sticks.
We used to be such kids, y'all. Like
all
for real.
of that is banned now. You ain't supposed to be eating none of that.
Child,
we
that
used to
is so
start the morning
crazy.
with that in school. When you seen the kid come to school with the brown paper bag because they just came from the corner store, you know they had all of that up in there, and the 25-cent juice. What they call them, quarter waters, but we used to say you got 25-cent juice.
I
'Cause that's how
don't
much
know.
they used to be. I don't know what they cost now. What they selling?
Wait, you talking about like
the quarter water? It either came in a bottle shaped like a ray, had a little foil wrap on it. You kind of dig in the foil wrap and just drink it. It was like a color, just like you said, it'd be blue or be purple.
Oh yeah, I remember that when I was a kid. It came in a box, almost like if you buy the box of eggs. It came in a box
They
like
had
that.
ones like
They
those.
still sell those.
We used to get them from corner store just individually. See, I always went to
Oh,
supermarket.
y'all used to get it individually. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like something.
Yeah.
Oh, but you was in New York.
Yeah, New York.
That makes
we had corner
sense.
stores when we walked to
That
school.
makes sense in New York. They
We
even
did.
sell how do they call the little cigarettes up there?
Lucy's, you talking about?
Lucy's.
Mhm.
You got a Lucy. That is so
Yeah.
funny, child. Like I remember some people that used to get that because I never. Child, I just cannot do no.
What's up,
cigarettes,
B Love?
child.
What's
Like,
up?
I just think that's just, So P9 was like, I was actually like that as a kid. I didn't know what flavor it was back then. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he also says so many people of those products and hold on, wait. So many of those products in and so-called food approved by FDA have or here are banned in other countries. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Chuck Black.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see you. Get on camera. Let's have a
So
style off.
Tanika
She
said
got
in
much
the
to say.
UK they have banned some of those things we hear over there. Yeah, they do. So
uh,
Boogie Time said, "Is that why Pepsi in America tastes different than in Mexico?"
100%.
I'm strung out on the American version. Yeah,
Are you?
unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah.
It is gonna taste different because they have different flavors, even though it may be called the same thing.
It's a
They
lot
have
richer.
better flavors. You
It's
know
a
what I'm
lot richer.
saying? It's natural. Most of the time, it has natural, or even if it's not even natural, they just take out the chemicals. Like once the chemicals are taken out of it, you're actually getting what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah, shout out to you, Katie. I'm actually from
For
Queens,
real.
so yeah, all the five boroughs. We all had those corners, the bodegas and things like that, where we get that stuff
Yeah.
from.
So
Shout out to
Tanika
them.
said the corn syrup is the devil
That's the
and
big
it's
thing. That's
everything.
the biggest thing. And that's the main thing I look out for when I look out for ingredients. High fructose corn syrup, corn syrup. I look for all of that. That's the main thing that's not gonna make me buy your product. One of the main things. But I don't even like things that say sugar. Most of the stuff I don't really buy too much processed food. I make all my stuff really natural here. You know.
Peanut said, no wonder we was hype as hell as kids. I know,
Yeah.
right? Because we had so much sugar, but at least even though we had so much sugar, it was still healthier than what it is that kids are taking in
Yeah.
nowadays. Like for real, for
We would
real.
get hyper and then be put in special ed because he was too hyper. I couldn't
Please.
sit down, but you started your morning wrong. You know what I mean? Eating that stuff, you ain't gonna sit still.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Kathy said, I never purchased that juice for my kids. I feel you for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
B-Love said, chillin'. Okay.
Not something I would eat, still do. But
Yeah.
yeah, that diet had me messed up when I was younger. It really did. I had that. That's one of the reasons why I eat so clean now because I was a sick kid and I didn't know it was because of the food. Because we were always taught in our communities to eat things in moderation. Nope, don't eat none of that. It's not even to be eaten in moderation. And that food pyramid that we was taught was completely wrong. So it's not the diet for all. So a lot of people like to live by that. Was the video you showed me about somebody talking about eat for your blood type? I know you probably heard of that, but
I
I
mean, I
wouldn't do
have
that neither.
heard
People
that, but
don't
I wouldn't do that either. Eat for your blood type.
don't do that nonsense. If you may be an old
No.
blood type, so you feel that you can eat meat better or whatever the case like that because you're the first blood type, quote unquote. Nah, yeah, don't do that, bro. Because the bottom line is that all meat, whether it's fish, anything with a face, like Dr. Sabi says, the main issue you get is when you eat something that is flesh, you get uric acid. That is what's created in your system from it. So the funny thing is, the reason why people get so wrinkled up and scrawny looking when they get old is because the thing you was eating ends up eating you. That uric acid ends up eating your own tissue. The same way if you eat people, it eventually gives you a disease that has you looking a certain way.
And y'all would be so surprised to be
Similar
like,
to
but why
Ozempic,
would I eat people?
allegedly.
Why would I eat people? But honey, there have been like, let me tell y'all, there's been on multiple accounts warehouses that have been busted because people have been like pointing out to police departments in those areas and stuff like that of like unusual activities, and then eventually people would go over there like the newsrooms, and police officers eventually would get into it under like after all type of undercover discoveries and stuff like that, and they will find out that those places were like human slaughtery kind of places or whatnot. And there's a video that I wanted to speak on. I really wanted to be able to kind of do this on StreamYard so that I'll be able to show y'all, but it's all good. There's a video where they were showing that people were literally selling the bottom of people's feet, like the skin on the bottom of your feet. They were selling that. They were selling stuff like your arm, like a whole arm. They were literally selling like a whole leg, like all type of different stuff, and they had the prices on them. Like the bottom of your feet was literally costing $1,000 something, and your arm was like 3,000. Your legs was like this and that, and that's not even including the stuff inside of your body, like
Yeah.
your organs and stuff like that. That's just your body parts. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so insane to me because people are finding out now that all of these different like fast food restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King, allegedly but unallegedly, child. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say that, but you know what I'm saying? Have human meat in it. If you was to actually buy a burger and really like take it to a science place or whatever and have them dissect it, you wouldn't even, they probably wouldn't even be able to tell you that it came from a cow or it came from this or it came from that. They wouldn't know where it came from. And the reason why is because it's blended up with so many different meats. All type of different meats. Human meats, this meat, that meat, all type of different meat. And just imagine like if some, like, you don't even know like when that stuff even comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if somebody from 2015 was finally in the front of the line, like their meat has been processed and frozen for so long that you're just now eating it from 20, like, honey.
Yeah, that was one of the main
That's
things
insane.
I used to tell you was when you're eating a burger from the fast food place, you're not eating one cow.
You're not
eating a multiplicity of cows. They all got put in the grinder the same day and got mixed in a big batch and made into a patty. That's like 15 cows in that one burger, maybe 3. But it's not one. So that's what you pay for.
It would
when
be
you go
like
to them
50, it would be more than 15. Honestly, it would be more like 80 because it would be they're all mixed up. They're all mixed up. You know what I'm saying? They're all mixed up. And they're being like, some of these cows are being injected to produce faster and better, you know, stronger and just faster. And honestly, it's really not even that, because if there were so many cows to be producing all of these freaking burgers, just imagine in one, like, I'm not even saying your state, I'm saying like the city, you know what I'm saying? So for example, we have the city of Atlanta, right? Imagine how many McDonald's is in that one city of Atlanta. I don't even know how many. I would probably have to say at least like 65, and that's not even a joke. Because sometimes I could drive past McDonald's and like 7 minutes up the street, there's another McDonald's. And before I even got to the other McDonald's, I passed the Wendy's, I passed the Arby's, I passed all these different places that all sell meat. You know what I'm saying? There are not that many cows out here in the world to produce all of these meats, and that's just in one city. You're not even talking about the state. Then we go to the entire country. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many cows out here. Do you think these cows are imported from other places? You know what I'm saying? And all these people that are passing away, not all of them are being burned into ashes and people are carrying their family members' ashes. No. There's so many people that passed away. Where are all these graveyards? There's billions and billions of people that passed away. There's not that many graveyards to show that all these people have actually passed away.
And they're not expanding graveyards neither. So.
I mean, I've seen some of them expand, but honey, no. Like, no. There's not that many graveyards out here for the amount of people that are passing away. Just imagine in the one, actually some of them really they're not expanding that much. They're not expanding that much. Just think of your one state. There's so many people out here in just the state of Georgia alone. There's so many, just in the matter of 3 years, more than 1 million people have died. In 3 years, more than 1 million people have died in this one state of Georgia. There's no way they accumulated 1 million graveyards. Like, it's just not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. It's just not happening. No.
Yeah. So I was telling her the other day, when we was talking about this conversation, I said, y'all better start looking now into a good mortician and a good because they're going to sell you. so if you're not going to do it, then expect yourself to be on somebody's plate or burger or whatever the case like that. I told her I want to do like how the Egyptians did. I think what they had was a fly method in the other groups before them, like the Cushites and the Nubians, which was they turned their ancestors into jewelry. That's why when you see them jeweled out, that's what they was wearing. They was wearing their people. Your eyes have crystals.
If you're gonna do something like that, you're gonna have to really find like someone that you can actually trust. Because honestly, I don't even believe that these people are even actually. I don't know. I don't trust these people so much to the point that if you're telling somebody that you want your body to be turned into ashes, I don't believe that those ashes that you're getting are even the person that you wanted it to be. Like, for example, knock on wood, for it to be like your whoever in your family. I'm not even going to put a title on it, but you're whoever in your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. I believe that they would probably, because you're not going to know that it's them. How you going to know it's them? It's dust. How you going to know it's them? You're gonna what you gonna do? You're not gonna know it's them. They're gonna take that body. They're gonna take all the organs and they're gonna sell all the stuff inside, all the stuff outside, and they're gonna just give you dust from
Well,
somewhere.
well, you know what? That's interesting because now we talking about it. There's actually a state law that the way you keep your property is by burying your ancestors on it.
Yeah.
So it's probably better that once they come back from the hospital and they pronounce them like, 'cause they supposed to be somebody that comes and pronounce them dead wherever they're at, that you can get them buried in your yard. But you're gonna have to have your own yard to do that, people.
Yeah, like
And
it
then,
has
you
to
know,
be your property,
right.
and you're able to actually bury it. But that's
That
the
way
thing.
the
People,
government can't kick you off of it.
yeah,
because
once
the
you
people
once
there-
you actually do that, like yeah, the government can't take your property once you do
yeah,
something like
there's
that.
laws against it.
But it's crazy because people aren't gonna want to do that because they're not. It's like having a
People
graveyard in
scared,
your
yeah,
backyard.
because people scared
You know
their
what
own
I'm saying?
people.
Yeah, they're not gonna
But
want
I
that.
think that's gonna be the only way you're gonna be make sure that's them in the ground.
I mean, that is the only way you're gonna be able to
Yeah.
make sure that that's actually when you're going to them, they're that they're actually there on top of different
because
stuff.
now that I'm thinking about it, because everything in this country and in this world is about contracts. So maybe when you sign them over to this funeral home, you're giving them the right to do whatever they want to do with the organs, just like you do when you have the baby in the hospital. That's why you can't get the placenta that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they ain't gonna give it to you because you're in their hospital getting it removed. You got to do it yourself. But I know people that got home births and the hospital don't want the placenta if you get it. They ain't gonna pay you for it, so they take it and bury it themselves. But it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. They just
Yeah,
don't, they want
because
it
it
for
has
free.
so much like
You know what I mean?
natural blood. You know what I'm saying?
Stem
Untouched
cells.
blood,
Yeah, they want
all
stem
of that.
cells and things.
And people don't even really be knowing about that. You know what I'm saying? Your baby's blood is still all up in there. It's not even fully. Your umbilical cord falls off naturally by itself. You know what I'm saying? They cut it off because they want all that extra blood
Yeah,
supply.
that
Just
rich
imagine your baby doesn't even get all the blood that it's supposed to have in its body. That's actually really freaking scary.
Plus about 10 vaccines on the first. Well, at least two. You
Yeah,
get two
and
on
then
the first day.
all of that, all of this stuff, they're exposed to
Yeah.
coldness right away.
Mm.
Like they're getting spanked right away. Like that's not supposed to happen to a child. Your child is supposed to be extremely calm unless it comes out crying or something like
Yeah.
that. The majority of the time, if you're actually having a natural birth for real, your child will probably cry, but once it's like really laying on the mom and stuff like that, it will calm down. But they really want your baby to be like screaming and stuff like that. Like I understand that some people would say that's to make sure that the airway is clear and stuff like that, but
We ain't do that. We used to do
like you know, my mom, she would say my mom and my auntie, they were pretty much like what do you call it, midwives?
Midwives,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did that to
Doulas.
a lot of their sisters, like my cousins and stuff. They was born in their homes back in
As they
Africa.
supposed
You
to
know
be.
what I'm saying?
Except for
But-
Chuck Black. He's a born bot. He was born out of a bot.
Hey,
Shout out to him.
what's up, Levi? Isn't that within the African culture? That's in any culture. That could be in any culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be in any culture. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I got the ram hairstyle. I like it.
I want a
like
home
this.
birth. The placenta is very healthy for you and your baby. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
You hold on to it. Yeah,
It's our hometown, or in our hometown, they say they bury their people on top of each other in the graveyards we have.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is
I
it?
don't know if I want to deal with that. Like, I don't.
Forever, ever? We gonna be in the graveyard together? Forever, ever?
You so crazy. If it was just me and you, that would be it.
You know,
If it was
since
just
somebody
me
bury
and
us.
you. You're annoying. He's irritating, child. Yeah, man, but honey, that's all the questions that I had though.
We can share worms. The parasites can come out and they can dangle with each other. and
Be
play.
quiet. Don't even listen to him, y'all. He's just a mess. Yeah, man. So this was episode 7 of Under the Surface, y'all.
Wow.
We was able to speak on the weather and on food. If you guys ever have like any suggestions or what y'all actually, allegedly, thank you, Elevated.
Yeah.
If you guys ever have any suggestions on what y'all probably want us to speak on in the future, definitely just like go back to one of the episodes of Under the Surface and let us know there, and we will like have a discussion about it and see what we can probably do. So Peanut said, I also heard from a brother that the artificial lightning are unhealthy for the newborns, and
Artificial.
that midwives shouldn't deliver them in the natural lighting.
Yeah.
Or should deliver them in that. Yeah, I would think that you should deliver your babies in natural lighting, because yeah, the artificial lighting wouldn't be good at all.
Truthfully, to tell you the truth, it's better to birth them in a dark room, kind of
I
like, because
honestly believe that because it's
the
dark
dark
and
inside where they
allow
come
them
from,
to
their
naturally
eyes
be
adjust.
able to come into the light. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be like a huge shocker. They be putting
yeah,
these beaming lights to blast all over your face
yeah.
and just like shock you. All like that's just so crazy.
Now they're saying that the every most of us have a messed up vertebrae. What's they called it? The atlas, which is one of the vertebrae, because of women laying on their back giving childbirth. I learned that along. I've actually been to doula courses. I took her
Yeah.
along with us, and
They were saying that you're supposed to squat.
you're supposed to squat, the
Mhm.
doggy style position.
Yeah.
My one of my exes was a doula, and she was a midwife for a doula slash midwife for one of the women that she was birthing. The girl wanted to have the baby in the hospital. We tell her not to do it though, because you want probably deal with issues with paperwork and whatnot. Well, they tried to get the girl to lay on her back, but because she knew the science, she turned around on the bed and got into doggy style and delivered the baby. And the nurses was looking at her like she's wild, but she knew what to do and things like that. You're not supposed to birth them laying on your back like that, people. That's messing up a lot of generations of kids doing this
And so
stuff.
Tanika said, yes, I heard that as well. You're supposed to squat because it makes it easier for you to have the baby.
It's
Yeah, and
gravity.
it makes it
It's just
less painful.
it's just gravity. They actually have an African figurine
And
that's ancient.
it helps to open it up too.
They have
You
a
know what I'm saying?
they
Like
have an
all of that.
African figurine that's ancient with a lady leaned up against a tree, holding it like this with one hand and her hand between her legs, catching the head of the baby. That's how
Mm.
it used to be, because you supposed to gravity would help you, and they used to lean up against trees and deliver kids just like that. It's just that they make you feel like you're not competent enough to deliver your baby, but it's no different than almost like a bowel movement. To just, not to sound gross, but it's natural. It just naturally happens. Now, if you're eating wrong and you don't have the proper nutrition in your body, then yeah, you're gonna have a difficult childbirth. That's why people have difficulties. I was talking to her
Yeah.
just the other day about the body is so intelligent. That's what morning sickness is. If you've been eating terrible, your body starts detoxing itself by immediately start making you throw up. That's what that's about. Morning sickness is not just something you do when you're pregnant. It's something you do because you wasn't eating properly and things. And then from there, I know a lot of women who were delivering, especially around 2012, they became vegans and vegetarians during the time when they had their kids, because they anything that they was eating, they couldn't hold it down and stuff like that, besides fruit. So the body's intelligent enough to correct itself if you just leave it alone, to tell you the truth. But yeah. And stay
Yeah,
away from the
man.
prenatals, man. And if you, well, then again, some of y'all gonna need that. Yeah, y'all don't eat no type of fruit, so yeah, you gonna need those prenatals. But get yourself off of it. Prep yourself for childbirth. If you know, we're gonna have to get back to a place where you're gonna have to plan your kids. Just stop. Don't just try to have them just all crazy, unless you want a generation that's gonna end up failing. That's my thing. Word of the day. Word of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But thank y'all so much for being here. I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. This is Under the Surface. You
What
feel
up?
me? I hope that y'all have an amazing start of the week. Hopefully, y'all have some plans and y'all not going to be too stressed. But until next time, you guys, see y'all later.
Peace.